we are talking about probably one of the best talents in the Premier League. We're talking about a player who has smashed records, a player who's on course of becoming the face of the Premier League itself, one of the best players for England, and one player who's eyeing to actually become a Chelsea legend. Cole Palmer is the epitome of greatness. The things that he does with his age, the talent that he has, the vision that he has, the accuracy that he has, the precision that he has, the lethalness that he has in front of goal make him close to a finished article. But clearly, he's a very young player at slightly the age of 22 years old. So, questions have really lingered about the form of Cole Palmer. But should any Chelsea fan be worried about this? Talk is going about Cole Palmer, and the question is, why is Cole Palmer struggling against the top sides? Now, this is something that has been noted this season, and it's something that we cannot say about Cole Palmer last season. Remember, last season he netted the final penalty that secured Chelsea a 4-4 draw against Manchester City. He assisted Raheem Sterling's goal at the Etihad. He also played a crucial role in the hat-trick that he scored for Chelsea that saw Chelsea beat Manchester United at Stamford Bridge. And he netted the hat-trick, the penalty to actually get Chelsea level on points with Arsenal. Now, looking at the highlighted fixtures, you can clearly see that in those fixtures, Chelsea actually created less. And when you look at Chelsea's overall play and the statistics, you realize that most attacking threat and attacking sequences by Chelsea originate from Cole Palmer. So does it mean that the top sides have come up with a way of stopping Cole Palmer? Is Cole Palmer losing his confidence when playing against the top sides? Is it so? That is what we are going to look at. But the stats do not reflect just the problems that Chelsea face when facing big sides. But rather, when you compare this with when Chelsea face the lesser side, you realize that Chelsea are actually putting up very, very good numbers. And Cole Palmer is actually excelling and is actually scoring a lot of goals and giving out a lot of assists. But is it Cole Palmer? Or is it the system that Cole Palmer is actually being deployed at? That is what is going to form the basis of our discussion in this video today. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more football insights like this. So Cole Palmer has emerged as one of the most important players for Chelsea this season. And why is it so? He is the main cog of Chelsea's attack, and teams are looking to shut him down. Though this season, he has also scored 4 goals and dominated teams. Now, Chelsea under Enzo Maresca have preferred using a 4-2-3-1. But earlier in the season, Cole Palmer was deployed down the right, with Enzo Fernandez being deployed down the number 10 position with Romeo Lavia coming in. Now, Enzo Maresca made this tactical change earlier on because he wanted some defensive solidity, especially coming up against his mentor Pep Guardiola. Now, this saw Cole Palmer attack the right half space region that we understand is actually Cole Palmer's favorite position on the pitch, as it places him close to goal and also allows him to create. Now, the problem with this system is that in that game, Christopher Nkunku was deployed as the left winger while Gusto was deployed as the right winger. Now, Gusto's only threat from this position is to try and attempt crosses, which you expect Manchester City centre-backs to deal with because they are dominantly stronger than Nicholas Jackson. Palmer also sometimes had to shift out to allow Gusto to underlap and play balls to Malo Gusto. But again, Manchester City knew how to stop this process from Gusto because Gusto is not also quite deadly attacking wise compared to a winger in that position. And playing Palmer in this position also increases his distance from goal, unlike when you play him in the half space position. and this really made Cole Palmer ineffective in that game. Coupled with Christopher Nkunku also not stretching the game from that left wing, Manchester City had just to focus on the right wing to stop Cole Palmer. Now, Enzo Maresca made some tactical changes the following game that saw Chelsea actually be so lethal, and Chelsea put 6 past Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, what happened in that game is that Cole Palmer was deployed as a number 10. And we are going to look at the game that Chelsea played against Liverpool. Now, in this game, Gusto started as the left back while Reece James started as the right back. Now, Gusto playing at that left back was told to actually attack their left half space position, with Tosin Rabiot coming in for Wesley Fofana, allowing Reece James to tuck in as the right-sided centre back. The two pivots of Lavia and Caicedo to generate that solidity. Now, the problem in this case here is that Colwill, one of Chelsea's best passer, was being utilized in the wide areas. And once he would be able to play the ball to Gusto, Gusto had limited options, only looking to play the ball to Jadon Sancho and attempt making runs in behind, which Konate easily took care of. Gusto in this position, being a right footer, is not quite effective. He cannot cross, and Gusto's overall shooting is not quite great. So this again allowed Liverpool to allow him time with the ball while having one of their pivots sitting tightly with Cole Palmer, and because no other player was giving that attacking threat, Cole Palmer was easily shut down from the game. And this is one of the reasons why Cole Palmer is not performing, because when you have Gusto playing in these forward positions, the only option that he gives you is crossing ability, and when you deploy him in the left half space, you even make him more and more ineffective. That's why in the second half, Maresca had to make some tactical changes in the Manchester United game and bring on Marco Correa. We saw another change that Maresca went ahead and did, and this is by pushing Cole Palmer to the left half space and allowing Gusto to invert high up into the right half space. Now, this coupled with James playing as a pseudo left back, who is a player who Maresca does not want to use offensively because he still believes Reece James is not fit enough to cover that much ground. In this position now, Reece James has to be accommodated in the team, and this allows now Cole Palmer to play in that left half space region. Now, in this position, Palmer is only restricted to two things: playing the balls in behind for the runs of Pedro Neto and hope Pedro Neto can play a cut back to Nicholas Jackson, just as we saw in the Newcastle game, or Cole Palmer himself making those half space run and attempting those crosses. Again, this is making Palmer ineffective because now he's further from goal with his stronger foot, and the only goals he can score are those goals in the near post, and we saw how with the goals that he scored in Newcastle. Now, the next tactical change that actually worked for Chelsea was when Enzo Fernandez was in the team. Now, when Enzo Fernandez was in the team, Palmer will shift into the right half space position while Enzo Fernandez will pick up the left half space position. This will allow Gusto to play in that pivot position, and this will now put Palmer in his preferred position. His ability now here is to be able to effect the game, link up with Jackson, and as well attempt shots with his stronger right foot. Another plus of having Cole Palmer here with Fernandez is that Fernandez is also a creative threat. Fernandez in this position can look to play balls in behind for wingers as well as try to link up with Nicholas Jackson. And this gives opponents two choices: to either cover Palmer, and this will free up Fernandez to affect the game from that position, or now try to loosen the grip they have on Cole Palmer. This coupled by Noni Madueke in the wing areas actually allows Palmer to play alongside an attacking threat. Now, one way Chelsea can balance this system is either by having Reece James coming into the team, or what we saw Arsenal do by having either Caicedo playing as a right back who inverts in midfield so that they can accommodate both Enzo Fernandez and Cole Palmer, because the presence of Fernandez allows teams to also give Cole Palmer a bit of space. In the case where Chelsea have to just heavily rely on Reece James, then Reece James can come into midfield to play alongside Moises Caicedo, and sometimes he can also push forward to come and try to link up with players such as Cole Palmer. And because of Noni Madueke's decline in form, this can see Pedro Neto coming in and also a dangerous threat with Jadon Sancho coming in to that left-hand side. Now, having Pedro Neto on this right wing cutting in with his stronger left foot, this will give Chelsea a much-needed attacking and dangerous threat, making the fullback to be heavily reliant on trying to stop Neto. And once this happens, is that space will now open up in this right half space position, allowing Cole Palmer to flourish. Giving Palmer this space will ensure that Palmer is able to dominate the ball and create opportunities. The question here is that not necessarily that Palmer is not playing well against the bigger teams. The issue is that the bigger teams and the bigger managers are willing to take risks to allow players such as Gusto to have the ball, because they know clearly these players are not as deadly, as lethal, and as dangerous as Cole Palmer. But when these managers take this risk, they ensure they have a midfielder shutting down Cole Palmer and limiting the space he has. Enzo Maresca is also not doing quite great in trying to create that space for Palmer. Playing Cole Palmer down that left side is actually limiting Cole Palmer. His stronger left foot, the wand left foot, the magical left foot that Cole Palmer uses to destroy opponents is just restricted to be playing passes in the half space and looking to even make runs in those half space. But once you play him down the right, he's able to scan the pitch, he's able to see the entirety of the pitch, he's able to understand where his players, his teammates are, and Cole Palmer is able to effect change. In my opinion, Cole Palmer should be deployed as the number 10 for Chelsea, and he should be deployed in a position where he's able to generate threat for Chelsea. And which is that position? Play him in that right half space position, and not play him in that right half space position with a fullback like Gusto. If you want a fullback to overlap, then it is better you have Reece James, because Reece James is more dangerous and more attack minded than Gusto. Alternatively, you can decide to have a player such as Pedro Neto in that right wing position, so that the opponent will be facing two challenges: trying to stop Pedro Neto cutting in from his stronger left foot, and trying to stop Cole Palmer. That is a problem that Enzo Maresca should try to solve. The next run of fixtures are very, very favorable for Chelsea, and I believe if Enzo Maresca can bite the bullet, decide to bring in either Mykhailo Mudryk or Pedro Neto, Mykhailo Mudryk or Jadon Sancho in the left wing position, bring back Enzo Fernandez into the team, and have Pedro Neto playing as the right winger, he can be able to strike that attack-defense balance, either by even pushing Reece James in midfield to act as a solid anchor for Moises Caicedo in that midfield. What do you think about my analysis of this Chelsea situation? Leave your comments in the comment section area below, and again, I thank you. Thanks for watching, and see you in our next video.